7 and 1310, the ticket.
All right. 113 here on your midday show. David Mino, Sean Bass, 1 to 3. Thank you so much for being by the channel as we are live on the tennis courts in beautiful Oxnard, California for Cowboys Training Camp 2023. Normally we'd have an open to the show, but
we'll do that later.
Yeah, we'll
we
do
got
that
big
later.
Things here.
We have
a
big man in front of us. That would be the Dallas Cowboys starting right tackle, Terrance Steele.
Yes, sir.
Terrance,
Yes, sir.
thanks for the time this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so obviously beautiful training camp. Walk through today. You're still sweating quite a bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a walkthrough.
No, it's the pace. Pace sometimes is a little faster than a walkthrough, but no, it's good work still. So.
And we were talking off the air before we jumped on. And your hair is longer and curlier, and I got to say, it's gorgeous.
Yeah,
and,
no, I appreciate it.
What kind of product are we using throughout the week to try to
honestly?
keep
I
it maintained?
just use conditioner, and then sometimes I just use water and it curls up. So it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to maintain.
You gonna keep it growing, or you have an end game for this?
Yeah, I think right after camp, I think I'm gonna get it braided and just kind of see how it goes. I never had it braided before, so I'm just gonna see how it turns out.
I've always been curious about the athlete with bigger hair or longer hair.
Yeah.
The helmet. Do you have to resize your helmet, or do you basically just roll with the
if
same
anything,
one?
it's more cushion for your brand, I guess. But no, I haven't had.
I'm sure the league probably appreciates that, right?
Yeah. No, I haven't had to get a resize or anything. No.
So coming back from the ACL, I'm always been curious. Obviously, we talk about ACL going to take a while. We're used to that in the news talking about it, but it's quite a process for any athlete to bounce back from that. Yep. I'm also curious. You're an offensive lineman, so when we see a lineman retire, they shrink down to like normal person size. How difficult is it to maintain your size while rehabbing?
Yeah,
you can't do everything you could.
It was honestly pretty easy. I'm already kind of lean as it is, so I dropped down to maybe like 305, and I'm usually like 315, 320, like I am right now. So I lost a little bit of weight, which helps the knee kind of not have as much weight on my body, so recover a little faster. But no, I was eating clean, stay on top of my nutrition, my diet, and it was easy to get the weight back on. So
you went down in December. That was the Houston game.
Yep.
And not that long ago, a torn ACL is maybe 12 months. You might have missed the entire season.
Yep.
And as you were laying there, it sucks to see this because you can usually see that the thought is going through your head of, oh my gosh, I'm going to be out for a while. Was this on schedule that you were going to make the start of this season?
Yeah, so I had 3 structures: is ACL, MCL, and PFL. So those 3 together, just it's really a long process. But I've honestly, I've been blessed to have a lot of good people around me, a lot of support. And I've been able to come back super quick and not rushing it. My knee feels really good, super healthy. As strong as it's ever felt. So I've been lucky so far.
Visiting with Cowboys right tackle Terrance Steele live in Oxnard here on the ticket. So undrafted out of Texas Tech. Everybody knows your story. A lot of Big 12 fans in the Metroplex familiar with your college days. But I'm curious about the other dudes that are undrafted on the roster. Do you all kind of have like a quiet bond amongst one another? I mean, you have Rico Dowdle. I think Sean McEwen was undrafted.
Yeah. No, I mean we're all cheering for each other. We all love to see each other have success. And those other 2 guys you mentioned, they've been killing it this camp. So I'm really happy for them and to see all the success they've had so far.
I'm sure it's a lot different now in your 3rd season at training camp, starting right tackle. What was that first training camp like when you were an undrafted free agent fighting your ass off to make the team?
Yeah, so I remember it was COVID. I didn't have a training camp really. I mean, it was at the Star, but it wasn't technically like a training camp. But I was just trying to make the best of every day. I didn't want to give the coaches any reason to, cut me or anything. So I was always on time. Always answering questions whenever asked, make sure it was the correct answer. I was always on top of my game, but I didn't want to give them any reason to, let me go. So, and that's kind of helped me get to where I am today.
Was there any doubt in your mind? Because it is really hard for undrafted free agents to, make the practice squad is a big goal, and that's a big thing. But just to make the final roster, was there any time where you're thinking, man, might not work out this first year, or I might be a practice squad guy, or I might go somewhere else?
Yeah, no, it's always been my mindset, and if I'm doing something, I want to be the best at it. So really, just I just wanted to I had that self-belief in myself that I could be who I am today, and I obviously had to work my way up to it. But yeah, I mean, it's really just a mindset thing. If you say something, you're gonna do it. So
big storyline here in camp. Zach Martin holding out right now. Obviously, you guys in the lineman room miss him.
Yep.
He makes everybody around him better because he's a future Hall of Famer.
Yep.
I don't want to throw shade at any of your teammates, but what's the drop off like when he's there and when he's not?
I mean, you're talking about one of the best guards probably ever in history.
Sure.
So I mean, it's really hard to replace that. He's just leader on the field, off the field, and then just what he does in games, and super smart. I mean, we're definitely gonna miss him. He's a leader of our team, so not having him.
Everybody talks about how the center, makes some of the calls and reads, and the quarterback does that. But how much do you guys communicate just being next to each other? Because I think we don't. Yeah. I don't think we think about that.
Yeah, no, we're talking every time we line up to the line, communicating whether it's the snap count or what our block is or who our mic is. If we have backside assignment, what that is. So when we're constantly talking, communication is a huge part of offensive line play.
And we kind of talk about how much time players need in training camp to be ready for week one. I think it's different based on the individual.
Yep.
A couple of years ago, Dak missed pretty much the entire training camp, and then week one against Tampa had one of the best games of his career.
Yep.
How much time do you think Zach Martin needs to be 100% ready to go? Can he just show up week one?
I feel like Zach's ready to go at all times. So I mean, I don't.
What about yourself?
Me?
How much time do you need?
I definitely need some practice. I just need to get back in the routine of things. Definitely, that's the main reason why I didn't want to, this ACL to stop me from going to camp. I need this time to really dial in and get my sets, get my run fits, all that going. So
visiting with Terrance Steele here on the ticket. So obviously Texas Tech products, and I was reading your bio, said you majored in sports management.
Mm-hmm.
What was the idea there, and what do you want to do after football with that degree?
I was thinking maybe being like an athletic director for a high school or maybe a college program, but that hasn't really. I haven't gone anything.
You're kind of busy.
Yeah.
You got a lot on your plate right now.
Things, but that's a good, just maybe after football or we'll see. Yeah, I might do something with it.
You don't want to do anything like this, do you?
Respectfully, no, it's not me.
We're a brand new show, by the way. This is day 3.
I mean, you could be a third member if you really want to jump on. I mean, I know
you've been great so far. This is your audition.
Yes, right tackles are making more money now. Yes, you have a big future, but I mean, radio could be your calling.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but speaking of that, CD's up for an extension soon.
Mm-hmm.
Micah's going to have to be paid soon, and you're up also.
Yep.
Are you expecting an extension?
Yeah.
In the very near future?
Definitely. Yes. I know my agent and the front office have been talking back and forth about all that. So I don't know the exact timeline, but I would expect something for sure.
I'm always curious about the scene of Oxnard in camp, because we have these, I guess, apartments behind us. Okay, obviously you're staying in these right now. Who are you with? Do you room with somebody, or are you solo?
So most of the vets, pretty much all the vets have their own room, and I think the rookies are rooming up together.
Okay.
Rookies, second year guys, kind of.
Who did you room with early on?
So I was lucky. So this is my 3rd year here. I even from the jump, I didn't have a roommate. So
okay.
I
guess the COVID year probably.
Yeah.
They wanted to keep everybody apart as much as they could.
What was that process like? The day 3 of the draft, and you're hoping to get drafted, and it's not looking that way, and then it feels like it just happened so quickly right after the draft. We see all these names at so-and-so. Terrance Steele has decided to sign with the Dallas Cowboys. Are you on the phone in the 7th round, and what is that process like to pick a team that feels right for you?
So it was the draft's 3 days long. It was a long 3 days for me, but I was starting to get calls like the beginning of the 7th. I had a couple teams offer me some deals and whatnot, and I was just talking with my agent, and we talked over what the best fit would be, and the rest is history. So I'm here.
So you're one of the younger players on the roster, but you've done a lot of work with charity already. That's one of the great things that the Cowboys do. I mean, all the young guys jump right in. You've worked with several military charities. You have your stepfather, obviously, the story of him losing his leg in a helicopter crash. And if you could just talk about not only that, but just being a military kid,
Yeah.
and how that shaped you a little bit.
Yeah, no, doing charity for the military is huge. Anytime I can give back to those who have served, I definitely want to jump on that and take advantage of it. I probably have more stuff coming on in the future. But yeah, military kid growing up, moved all over the country, kind of. Tennessee, Alabama, Hawaii, and then finally stationed in San Antonio. That's where I went to high school. So,
what was the I guess the place you stayed the longest, or where you maybe some of those childhood formative moments? What stop was that?
Yeah, I would say Hawaii was the funnest. I didn't stay there that long though, maybe a year. But I have a lot of really cool memories from that with my family. And I was stationed in San Antonio the longest, probably since 2008 maybe. Yeah, so I've been there.
This is Terrance Steele, starting right tackle for the Cowboys. You're 6'6", big man.
Mm-hmm.
Did you play any other sports growing up? Did you play basketball, baseball?
Yeah, when I was real young, I played soccer. Like I'm talking about real young. So soccer, baseball, football, of course. And then when I got to high school, it was just strictly football. And then I did track and field. I was a thrower, so discus and shot put.
How were you at that?
I liked it. I think I made state my senior year. I made for discus, but I scratched every throw. So.
Oh, really? Because technique is so important for the throwers.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be huge, but you can scratch every time.
Yeah.
Can you dunk a basketball?
I can.
Okay.
Yes.
Come on, dude.
Well, I'm asking. I have the theory that every professional athlete can dunk a basketball.
Yeah.
Like even guys that are 5'8".
Like Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley.
Video of him.
I played against him in high school, and he was throwing the ball off the backboard and throwing it in. He was.
And he's
made
a
me
little
mad.
guy.
No, I'm not like windmilling or anything, but I can definitely throw it down on the rim for sure.
Well, Terrance, thank you for your time today. I know you've been busy, and we look forward to not only talking to you maybe this time next year, but later in the season.
Yes, man. Yeah,
all right,
sounds good. Thank you for having me.
There he goes. That's Terrance Steele, Cowboys starting right tackle, live in Oxnard. Coming up next, let's get things rolling with a little bit more Cowboy talk.
The Ticket's Marconi award-winning content and our e-break moments are always free. Just turn on